The slowing economy continues to weaken the country's foreign exchange reserves. At the end of September, the reserves were recorded at $111.164 billion, a $60 drop. The slight drop in the foreign exchange reserves is influenced by the rise in the need for foreign exchange to pay foreign debt. Bank Indonesia's Executive Director for Communications, Tirta Segara, said on a lighter side, there is an increase of foreign exchange income from the issuing of global Islamic bonds, oil and gas exports, and the increase of banks' foreign exchange deposits with the central bank. Bank Indonesia says it will continue to coordinate with the government to respond to plans by the U.S. Fed Reserve to raise its benchmark rate. The central bank is also stepping up its communication with top players in the economy.
Bank Indonesia is preparing various steps to face the monetary policy of the U.S. Federal Reserve, particularly the distinct possibility of a restoration of its interest rate in line with the recovery of the U.S. economy. It is widely anticipated that the Fed may raise its interest rate earlier than expected. The steps are aimed at safeguarding the inflation target in 2014 revised state budget that stands at 5.3%. BI is also making efforts to redress the deficit in the current account while at the same time safeguarding fiscal health and pressure down the potential of rising offshore debts. Meanwhile, Director General for Debt Management at the Finance Ministry, Robert Pakpahan, stressed that the country's debt ratio is still within safe limits. Robert said the budget deficit next year is believed to be lower than 2014. Robert also said the next government's fiscal room will entirely depend on the budget revision to be submitted by the new government.
Berdasarkan beberapa prinsip-prinsip sustainability, debt to GDP 25% adalah masih jauh di bawah, membahayakan. Yang standarnya adalah yang borderline-nya 60%. Dan dibanding banyak negara, debt to GDP ini masih tergolong aman. Dan juga kalau kita lihat defisit kita, defisit APBN pemerintah dalam beberapa tahun terakhir, di rata-rata itu masih di bawah 2% di dalam 10 tahun terakhir. Jadi dari segi defisit juga masih tergolong aman. 2015 tinggal bikin perubahan undang-undang APBN harusnya bisa dilakukan.
At the moment, the Fed's rate is around 0.25%, but after the estimated end of the monetary stimulus in 2015, the rate is expected to be raised to approach 1%. The increase in the U.S. Fed rate is expected to take place in the third quarter of next year, and this can shake the global financial system, including Indonesia.
State-owned construction company PT Pembangunan Perumahan Tbk says it needs to book new contracts worth 12 trillion rupiah by the end of the third quarter of 2014. The corporation said it remained optimistic that it will be able to still clinch new contracts in the remainder of the year so that it can reach a 24 trillion rupiah value. The company's capital expenditure stands at 160 billion rupiah from a total of 446 billion rupiah.